Well, hello again, fellas and ladies. Fucking dumb. Now, you may notice if you've been here before that something's a little different. And yes, you are right about that. I have trimmed my beard a little bit. Believe it or not, I've actually not cut my beard or my hair for at least 2 years. Maybe even almost 3 now that I'm thinking about it. Now, why would you do that, you may ask? I don't fucking know. I just kind of did it. I wanted to prove that I could. But you've also probably noticed that I'm in a very different area than I'm usually in. And you may be thinking, Tristan, did you get rid of the couch? No, it's still there. It's right there. I'm pointing at it. I kind of just decided one day recently that I want to be closer to the camera, I think. Plus, the couch does have that like one water stain that I'm sure some of you have at least noticed. And if anybody has any recommendations on how to get that out, I would very much like to know because I have no idea how to do that. So I figured that I would just move over to the desk. I mean, it was already set up. This is where I spend most of my time anyway, just gaming and watching YouTube. And plus, I thought it would be a little fun to have something in the screen back there. And what better to have on than the American flag on the day that I'm recording, which is the 4th of July. Happy birthday, America, or whatever the fuck 4th of July is. Now, some of you may be confused. Tristan, aren't you a leftist? Don't you fucking hate America? And no, I don't hate America. I love America. I hate the government, which is my right to do as an American. USA, USA. USA. So I was figuring, might as well make a video today, and what better way to celebrate America's birthday than going on Reddit? And now you may be thinking, what the fuck does Reddit have to do with America's birthday? Nothing. It's actually just a coincidence that I'm recording today. I've had this idea for months, and I decided to just, go ahead and do it. And this video is going to start a little series that I'm going to make called Tristy Reads Reddit. And the idea of this is just kind of to go on Reddit and find some popular posts and read them and react. Tristan, didn't you just steal that from Smosh? No, stop saying that. They don't own Reddit. They don't own reacting to Reddit. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. And what I want to do is to read some Reddit. So the first subreddit for this episode is going to be r/AmIOverreacting. And the reason I wanted to do this is because most of the posts on there are just people who have had something happen to them or having some kind of argument, usually with like a family member or significant other, where that person does something crazy to the poster or says something crazy and then tries to like gaslight them into believing that they're fucking insane. Like, I'm not kidding. Probably like 90% of the posts are just that. Most of them might not even be real, but for the sake of the video, we're just gonna pretend that it is. So the first one we're looking at is, am I overreacting for snapping at my friend for joking about my job again? I recently got a full-time job at a small design studio after freelancing for a while. It was a huge step for me and I genuinely enjoy the work my friend— oh my god, this is a huge run-on sentence. It was a huge step for me and I genuinely enjoy the work. My friend works in corporate and constantly makes little jabs about my career being easy or not serious. I usually ignore it, but during this convo, I finally said something. And then we got some screenshots here, so we're gonna read them off. Yopi says, the client signed off on the rebrand. It was a ton of work, but I'm really proud of how it turned out. The friend immediately responds, that's cool. Must be nice to get paid to doodle all day. Okay, already. It's a bit more than doodling, but yeah, I love it. I mean, no offense, just saying, sounds like fun. Meanwhile, I'm in meetings all day, actually working. Wow, okay, I'm not sure why you feel the need to downplay what I do. LMAO, I was joking. Why are you so sensitive? Because you say stuff like this all the time. It doesn't feel like a joke when it keeps happening. It's not weird to want my work to be respected. You act like I sit around drawing cartoons for fun when I'm working long hours, just like you. It just doesn't seem that hard. Sorry, it's not like you're dealing with clients yelling at you all day, managing a whole team. You have no idea what my job actually involves. And for the record, yes, I deal with clients. Yes, I manage deadlines and revisions and create briefs just like anyone else. Okay, calm down. I didn't mean to offend you. All right, hold on. Yes, you absolutely did. The first thing you said was, that's cool. Must be nice to get paid to doodle all day. And then in your second message, you implied that this person is not actually even working. Like, you can't just say a shitty thing and then be like, whoa, calm down. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that my job is hard and yours isn't, and you do nothing, and I'm better than you. I'm not even angry. I just want you to stop acting like your job is the only one that's valid or difficult. Fine, whatever. You clearly can't take a joke and now you're making this a big thing. I'm asking for basic respect. You wouldn't like if I constantly made fun of your work or told you it sounded boring. I guess I didn't realize you were so touchy about your job. Sorry for trying to have a light convo. It's only light for you because you're not the one being put down. So the general verdict from what I can see is that you're not overreacting, obviously. Like, the first thing thing this guy said was, "That's cool, must be nice to get paid to doodle all day." The OP of this post, it says, recently got a full-time job at a small design studio, and their first message to this person was that their client signed off on a rebrand. Now, I don't know how any of this works, obviously, I've never done it, but from what I can tell, this person is doing a design rebrand for an entire company. Not only is that probably extremely stressful, I mean, your entire job hinges on it, but it probably takes, I would imagine, a lot of time. You don't just pull out a sketch pad, start drawing, and then be like, "You want this?" You have to go through hours and hours of like meticulous design. Like, I know usually for these kind of things, when you're designing something for a company, they have a lot of ideas and a lot of like very specific elements that they kind of want you to incorporate. Like, I remember when I've made my first logo design for this channel, and I just did that fucking around. It took me like 2 hours to make, and I still wasn't happy with it, and I did it in Microsoft Paint. And it was all that work for the first person I showed it to be like, "This kind of looks like Scooby-Doo." And that was just making something up to my standards. That wasn't like, nobody else's opinion was involved. And then eventually I decided to do a completely different logo, one that kind of represented me as the channel. And I had very specific ideas for what I wanted in mind. And that took like, I don't even remember how long I think it was like 4 or 5 hours, especially because I did it myself and I've never really done anything like that before. And again, that was just for me. That wasn't for a corporation or a company. And then to also be shitty, like downplay your work and say that you like don't do anything, you just doodle all day, and then be like, "I was joking. Why are you so sensitive?" Like, dude, you knew what you were doing. OP, you're not overreacting. Your friend is being a shitty person. They're mad at you for having what is perceived as a fun job, but you know, like the grass is always greener. Just because your job might be fun to you or you like your job doesn't mean that there's not gonna be things to complain about. That goes for literally any job at all. It's still a job. All right, so let's go to the comments. Let's read some top ones. First one, not overreacting. That's not your friend. That's your enemy. Well, okay. Enemy's a strong word. Your friend is doing the same devaluing tactics that abusers use on their victims to make them feel worthless. Your friend even used the classic "you're so sensitive you can't take a joke" combo to deliberately dismiss your feelings and gaslight you, all as a way to avoid taking accountability for their actions. It will always be a red flag whenever someone calls you sensitive and says you're overreacting for expressing your feelings for how their words upset you. Red flag. Notice how your friend never apologized for upsetting you. That's very telling, OP. If you continue the friendship, your friend will continue to devalue and criticize your work until your self-esteem is in shambles. This friend of yours does not respect you. They want to dim your light. So I really like a specific phrase in here that they want to dim your light. I think that's just a very apt way of putting that. I mean, it's pretty obvious that this person sees OP as a sort of lesser person and they're jealous at OP for what they get to do. But again, like, the grass is always greener. Just because you like your job doesn't mean that there's nothing to complain about, that there's nothing bad about it. But because they see it as like a fun job, they're angry that they don't get to do it. They see you as somehow have cheated them by being able to do something that they can't. When in reality, you shouldn't blame your friend for your work conditions. Blame your work for your working conditions. Blame the capitalist corporation and the shitty people surrounding you that make your job difficult. Don't take it out on somebody else because you have a shitty job. If anything, you should be happy for your friend because they have a better job than you. It's dumb to be mad about that. All right, the next post, am I overreacting for getting upset my dad cropped my wife out of our baby announcement post? First thoughts, probably not. It's kind of a weirdly common thing with families that they see like the spouse of their family member as like the outside, like someone we don't want to include. Like, they're not my blood, so I don't want them here. It's like some weird like animalistic tribal bullshit, like some shit that a caveman would do. We just had our first baby. My wife, 30F, and I, 31M, took a picture together holding the baby for the official announcement. I sent it to my parents and said they could share it. My dad posted a cropped version with just me and the baby. When my wife noticed, she asked if it was a mistake. I called my dad and he said, "Well, I figured people only care about the bloodline stuff anyway." Oh, yikes. My wife is not white. For context, I am. Ooh, double yikes. He was devastated. I told him that was disrespectful and racist. Correct. He said I was making drama over a photo. My mom is saying he meant no harm and I'm blowing it up, but it doesn't feel like just a photo. Am I overreacting for making this a big deal? Okay, first thing, you're not the one making drama over a photo. He is. He's the one that did the thing. You're the one calling him out for doing the thing. And the line he said about, "Well, I figured people only care about the bloodline stuff anyway," that's weird. That's a weird thing to say. Nobody, what are you even talking about? Is that like some kind of racism dog whistle that I'm just not getting? And what's up with this like weird kind of misogynistic tone to it? Like, and also, why is your mom not upset? I don't get it. I have an off feeling that the dad is kind of like this towards a lot of women. People like this don't generally see women as like their own person. They just kind of see them as like a baby factory. Like, that's not a human being being with their own thoughts and feelings and wishes and personality. That's where the baby come from. That's not people. Like I said earlier, this is like the way like a caveman thinks. There are two parties that created this baby. There's the husband and the wife. Why would you not include both? They both had equal parts in creating this. If anything, the wife even had more, actually. She had to carry the thing for 9 months. Not to mention the absolute toll that pregnancy takes on the body. But anyways, let's go to the first comment. Obviously, the general verdict is you're not overreacting. Protect your wife from the racism of your parents. What your dad did is unacceptable, and your mother excusing it makes her complicit. Your wife should have a loud voice in what happens next in regards to a relationship with them, and she shouldn't be made to feel she has to decide anything right now. Childbirth is incredibly taxing in ways you can never imagine, physically and emotionally. She needs time to heal. Additionally, you both need time to bond with the baby before you try to process this foolishness. Nothing should hinder this adjustment phase. That means the best solution may be going no contact with them for the time being. The behavior is targeting her, and she should never be made to feel like she has to talk to or share space with people who have shown her profound disrespect. Once you've both figured out the rhythm of your new normal, you can decide if you want to keep no contact or choose what boundaries you want in place if interaction is allowed. No contact gives you a minute to adapt and rest, giving you much clearer heads to make decisions about the future. Now that's an aspect of it I wasn't even really thinking of, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Having a brand new baby is obviously taxing on the woman, but it's taxing on both people who are raising it and taking care of it. And so in this extremely vulnerable time, you gotta protect yourself and protect your wife. It's already hard enough. This is something that you just can't add right now. You got this little thing that needs all of your attention and care, plus your wife who has been through a physically and emotionally traumatic experience. You're probably not getting a whole lot of sleep. You're probably pretty anxious and irritable, and that's probably an angle that people who agree with your parents are gonna try to take. Oh, they're just emotional and hormonal right now. And while yeah, that is, high right now, like you're obviously not wrong. This is shitty to anybody. Like take the baby out of it for a second. He cropped your wife out of pictures. Your parents are weird. Your dad's a racist. Your mom enables it by not being willing to call him out on it. I definitely agree with this first commenter. Go no contact for a while. That's the best way to help yourself. Take a minute, take care of your baby, get some rest, get some sleep. Allow yourself and your wife time to heal both physically and emotionally. Just worry about this later. Alrighty, let's move on to another post. We're gonna go ahead and do a fun one because those last two were not fun. Am I overreacting in an argument about my homemade dip with my sister? And we've got a picture here. What in the fuck is that? That looks like, what is that? Gravel and yogurt. That's what that looks like. And we got some screenshots of a text to her sister. And it says, my dip. And then her sister replies, what the hell is that? That is a reasonable reaction. This is a pretty lighthearted argument between me and my sister, but I feel like she shouldn't be bashing me for this. For context, I am a college sophomore who just got an apartment. I've been trying to increase my protein intake, so I made a healthy spinach dip, yogurt instead of cream cheese, and added sausage for additional protein. She's saying it's an abomination, but I truly don't see it this way. You're blind. You're blind. It's just shredded carrots, spinach, onion, and garlic, all sauteed and added to a seasoned Greek yogurt. See, none of this goes bad until you put the yogurt. And I like this reply from the sister. What the fuck carrot, yogurt, and sausage have to do with each other? I mean, I really do think like this wouldn't be so bad if it didn't have the yogurt component. Because when I think of yogurt, I think of fruit. Have you ever had a vegetable and sausage yogurt? I mean, maybe it's not bad, but it looks bad. It's like she said, Sarah, that dip was non-Newtonian. It looks like if you try to punch it, you'll break your hand. I just keep coming back to this. It wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't yogurt. Cream cheese goes with like pretty much anything. Like you can put cream cheese on a sandwich, on some eggs even. I've tried it. It's good. Don't judge. It's good. I remember this guy that I used to work with at Steak and Shake. He made the sandwich that was like a hamburger, jalapenos, some garlic mayo, butter toasted bread, and cream cheese. And at first when he said it, that he was making that, I was like, oh, dude, what the fuck? And then I tried it, and I shit you not, it was one of the, it might even be the best sandwich I've ever fucking tasted. Cream cheese goes with pretty much anything. Yogurt? No, not even close. So verdict, are you overreacting? No, I guess not. It's a little bit of lighthearted fun. Now, if this was an r/am I the asshole post, absolutely. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh. Maybe it's good. I have no idea. I'm not gonna try it. But I think the wording of it is correct when she said it was an abomination. It absolutely is. That thing's fighting the Hulk. It's getting its ass kicked. Its dick is disappearing. And you ever notice that about Abomination? Where's his dick? The Hulk has a dick. We know that from Thor Ragnarok. Where's Abomination? But anyways, if you like this stuff, great. You made it. It's awesome for you. Cool. But you gotta just know that it's weird. All right, so I think that's gonna be it for today, fellas and ladies. I think 3 stories is probably enough. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I think I did. I can't really remember. I am gonna try to maybe make this a regular-ish series. Honestly, I just really like the name Tristy Reads Reddit. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and all that jazz. Be sure to let me know if you would like more of these. I kind of want to gauge the opinion on it. I like the idea of doing a more kind of unscripted reaction type thing that's not like full XQC, just chat, did you see that? Chat. And as always, I hope I made you laugh. I hope I made you smile, and I will see you when I do this again. Bye.